tell me how'd it go. You went back to Lumon, right?
It was all slowly spicing up.
And great risk and harm to the eager name.
In all of the story threads. Yeah, that's what I mentioned last episode. Stuff like that. Her not being able to kind of process emotion.
She will turn you over to them.
Yeah, I don't think she will. Obviously, Regabi and Devon don't really know that, though. I am privy to a bit more context than they are. Yeah, it all comes down to these final 2 episodes as to how I feel about this season. It's been a good season, but there have been some hang-ups for me. And, I don't know, some kind of pacing stuff too, but... There's Helena. Huh. Was this where they were taking on the Ortbow? Sorry. I have a feeling, do you know what I mean? That he just stands there and it just, that's where he goes. Do you know what I mean? If he's not needed. Just stares out the window. Evil Bond villain lair.
A momentous day.
God. There's one puff of wind through this place. He's just gone, isn't he?
What you eat?
I'll watch.
Weirdo. What does he eat, by the way? The blood of children. Sorry, that's his beverage. That's my bad. I apologise. That's brown. Fine, fair. Maybe I'm wrong. There we go. There's the kidnapping going on right there. Can you not do anything? Not... Oh, okay. Did she do it wrong? Slightly wrong.
We're seeing to Mr. Bailiff.
Or did you just not put your mug in the right place? Yeah, it's all very specific, isn't it?
We should take
meticulously. Do you know what? Actually, that's not something I expected to hear from you. It did take me back a little bit. It did. I never want to hear you say that again. Oh, the egg, because Milchick said, was it, which one of them? Daddy Kier drank raw eggs, right? Just letting you know, Helena, he's one push out the window and you're leader. She's definitely thought about it. Come on. Yeah, it really goes to show, I think, the harsh upbringing she had. Just in the way that, she arranged the eggs and ate them. Although, it doesn't seem like she did that at the behest of him. If it was up to him and his rules, they'd be raw. So perhaps some of that is, the meticulousness is maybe Helena?
Eustace Huang.
Huang?
Today marks the end of your Wintertide Fellowship.
Ah, so she's born into it then. Sucks to be her.
Your bed will be moved Empathy Center.
Empathy Center. Oh God.
Will work to steward global reforms.
What is that version of empathy looking like?
Empathy awaits, fellow Wong.
It's definitely not empathy in the traditional sense, is it?
A shuttle will pick you up at dusk.
I'll be honest, respectfully, Huang, I'm just quite glad you're going.
Lay the game on the table with a material sacrifice.
Right.
I have chosen your ring toss game as a proper totem.
Feels a bit vindictive to her, but sure. I mean, she is a literal child. Everything that I talked about last video, about them being children all the way through their life, not just as children, it makes sense that a toy, and this is intense for her, I think.
Again.
Okay.
Again.
What an odd moment. What a moment that to us, outside looking in, is so funny and light and stupid. Played for such seriousness in their world. And it does, I feel like there is that dissonance between the audience and those in the show. In that lens of the show, Milchick, Lumon, Huang, you know what I mean? The weird, twisted, as it is. It is a weird effect watching it. But it does kind of strike a chord of humour, right? I mentioned it, I think, in season 1 and the humour inherent in it, but almost by how silly it is. But the scary thing is that, there is that level of kind of seriousness in corporatism, in corporations, that you see all the time, that is taken very seriously in our world, or at least when you're in it. But it does kind of, put it on a pedestal and show you it. And I think, I don't know, is that translating to the audience when people are laughing at it and being like, oh, how silly? Is everybody kind of noticing how such silly things, though, as a raid as almost super, intensely silly, extremely silly in this show, it is going to kind of try to, I think, highlight and demonstrate how equally silly it is in our world. Oh, wow, yeah, so she's a police person? What's that? Oh, fire department. No, she's one of the good ones.
I kissed your innie.
Okay.
Beg pardon?
Good for you telling him.
I saw your innie again at Lumon.
Is this almost trying to get a reaction from him, I wonder?
For about a minute.
That is a big old make-out sesh, mate.
What?
Fair.
I'm sorry.
How?
With mouths, mate.
It didn't
mean anything?
I wasn't going to say that.
I think she did it because she almost She wants that from you, you're not giving it to her. That's what I mean. It's almost, I feel like, from a perspective of almost dehumanizing inside him. Because I don't think it was for inside Dylan. I think it was craving it from this version of him, not getting it, and using inside Dylan to get that. I think perhaps that's the way she'll humanize, and I think that's being honest and truthful. I don't like the dehumanization, though, of inside him.
You've been adrift.
Yeah.
He reminds me of how you used to be.
Yeah.
And use my own body to cheat on me.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I just go quit and I just end his existence. How about that?
Okay, you're emotional, but I don't like the flippant turn that you took there, mate. Yeah, so who's Bert? Yeah, it does intrigue me. Last episode does intrigue me because it does, I feel like, build up Bert and lead you there to kind of think that he's the one that created Severance, and now we know he's not. What was he? Because there's something with him. Is he an Egan? A brother? Somewhere down the pecking order? Okay. Speak of the devil, eh? It's a nice coat, though. Fair play, man.
Be also connected.
Okay, so we're confronting...
Goodman, low-level Lumon enforcer, or goon.
Mm-hmm.
Goon.
Is that going to hit your ego?
That stings.
Yeah, what were you? What are you?
With Lumon, it's very specific language.
Makes you feel better. Done it.
I know you're not with them.
I mean, I know you're saying what you need to.
Would you go for a ride with me?
Define ride, please. Mate, he's come with his evil villain coat, though, to be fair. He looks very good, but it's very evil villain. You are a bad guard dog, respectfully, buddy. I'm so sorry. Full respect, my dude. Do you know what I mean? Woof, woof. Alright, creep. Him and his damn little plaster. Sorry, no, plaster yourselves out if you have to. I'm just sorry. It's 96.
The numbers aren't moving.
The numbers aren't moving. The final quota was promised today.
Yeah, can you get him to finish it now that he's reintegrated? That 4% might be quite a lot. How silly, by the way. What, like, you know, that small scene there that just shows you, you know, he made a phone call to Drummond made a phone call to Milchick, you know, just how silly the structure is. Just phone call who you need a phone call. Why we got, do you know what I mean? It's not efficient, is my point. As much as we are, I feel like, daily persuaded that capitalism is so efficient, the economy. So it's the best way that we could possibly be running our society. No, it's not. It's silly. It's inefficient.
Do you know where you are?
I'm fine.
That's not what she said.
And how about me? Am I me or a copy machine?
We should really get Ragabi.
It was a mistake.
I'm a little worried for him, you know. I just don't think they're bold enough to kill him off. I'm saying that, like, sometimes in a story, it can be interesting and bold and it can work. I don't think it would at this point. Sorry. I appreciate I brought it up.
We told her everything. She told us can't trust her.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of weird too. Like Devon, like, admittedly, she didn't steal your baby. But I do feel like you've reduced the kind of the way that you feel about her because she simply just dumped the baby. You gave her the baby and she just dumped the baby in a room and left without telling anybody. That's still bad, man. She was still impersonated like that. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Devon has kind of, this is a weird, it feels like a weird choice, and she didn't know a thing about Ragabi, so I get that there's maybe some of that familiarity she's going for. She kind of knows Cobal a bit more. But it's like, sorry, this just feels dumb from Devon's point of view. Only because you tossed out Ragabi, though. I get it. Ragabi hurt Mark, at least from Devon's perspective, right? So it's like, yeah. But God, like, Cobal did too. Albeit in, I guess, less conventional ways. It feels a little bit contrived to bring Cobal back into the story. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if it necessarily makes a ton of sense character-wise.
He's department chief.
Dylan is, in Mark's absence.
Kind of like you and Cobal.
Mm-hmm. You can exercise some power.
Don't you mean Hallie?
And this behavior constitutes insubordination.
Let's flex a bit, Helly. Why not?
Yeah, no.
I repeat, he can't do anything to you.
Leave it open.
Yeah. Cobal, you are not, buddy. Sorry.
I told you about us.
I'm glad that you're also telling him. That's nice.
I can't see you anymore. He threatened to quit. If I tell him that this is over.
You made a bit of a meal out of this, Gretchen, I'll be honest with you, man.
I never should have come here.
Yeah. I think she realises that now. I mean, look, I've said it before, I've gone back and forth. It's a very human thing that she did, but she didn't quite think it through, did she? Bless her.
Wait,
Because now it feels like he's getting the bad end of the stick here.
my life started when you came here.
Wow.
You have so much going for you.
No, I have
Gretchen?
nothing else.
Yeah, look where he is.
And I have pencil erasers.
You got a taste of life and what life is. And it ain't this. Whoa.
Gretchen G,
Whoa.
I love you. Gretchen.
Look what you've done. Yeah, bless. Look. It's just messy. It's just messy. But of course he would react this way. And I mean, not in an icky, weird way. I mean, maybe. But there is an element of the dynamic here that is her. And I'm not saying this to blame her anymore, but like her and him, like he is kind of a kid. Evidenced, I think, in this and his reaction to it. He is... You know, she was his first love. He has experienced nothing, right? Of course he's going to fall head over heels. This is his first experience with feeling this kind of way. Add all of that to, you know, his existence here and not experiencing anything else. Of course, like, you know, you can't blame Inside Dylan for this. I just don't think she quite, like I say, thought it through or really appreciated, I think, the circumstances she was in here. And yeah, she should never have taken it to this place. Again, like I say, but she is the one with the informed maturity, right? The dynamic was very much unbalanced, and it's akin to like a much older person going for a much younger person. And like I say, so now all that actually happens is that Inside Dylan suffers more from this. Is the decision that Gretchen needs to make one of keeping it going? No, not necessarily. It's messy. It is. Bless him though.
I made this for you. I can give you a life, please.
Oh God. Oh, bless. This is life or death for him, mate. That's horrible. Yeah, you feel it too.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you know she feels that too. Oh, man. That's horrible. These severed workers keep getting tastes of life, and it's crueler without giving them that ultimate freedom. They should be given that ultimate freedom in some form or other. Yeah, what's it gonna mean?
To someone you meet down here
Goat people.
There's quite a lot of goat people though, mate.
that we know of.
Also true.
She's my wife.
She's not.
Yeah.
Because no one would treat someone they love the way she's treating you.
Yeah.
Like all the Audis treat us.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we're still stuck down here with no lives and no family.
Irving was your family, and he left you a message.
Yeah.
The black hallway.
What's down there? Let's go.
They convinced you to turn your back on him for some Audi woman you don't even know.
Yep.
You know it's your fault we're down here at all, right?
Oh God, don't do that. You're in your feelings, buddy. But she's right. And this is what I said. One of the gang telling him and coming to him and dismantling. I mean, this isn't how I wanted it to go. But, you know, framing it in the sense of like, they're just manipulating you, dude. He's allowed his time and space to deal with this, but...
And if we're so different from our Audis, then how come we couldn't tell when you were gone?
I mean, respectfully, Irving could.
Irving could.
Yeah.
Mark couldn't.
I stand by what I said, though. I do think it's tough in this environment. I don't think that's a reflection of how similar they both are. Because it's very apparent that they're not the same person. They're not. But I mean, I could see why an inside self in Dylan here is saying what he's saying. It's a very one-dimensional way to look at it, but it's like in this place, they are, you know, stunted in how they can be, how they can think. They are almost told how to think. I mean, they kind of are. They're manipulated in how to think, right? They can only go so far in their development down here, in the way that they think about things. Helly, mate, you gotta be strong here.
Sorry, I guess I'm an asshole down here too.
He's in his feelings. I will say, though, the Gretchen Dylan thing is very predictable. Like, I think as soon as what started happening with them, I think I talked about all of the ways it could go, and I'm pretty sure this is what I said was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? I do feel like that is quite a, I don't know, bland story beat. Maybe that's a bit harsh. I am getting the point. I am getting the sense, though, you know, I talked a little while ago about all of these story beats that they've got going. Can they possibly tell them all or include them all, involve them all in the grander season story as they go? Is there time to? We're dealing with this, and you know, the main story is Mark and Gemma and the blah, blah, blah. Cobell, is she going to come back into it? She did last episode. It does feel like now the decision that they made was actually all of these different story beats. Yes, we're going to include as many as possible, but I feel like maybe we're watering down the potential of them as a result of perhaps the writers being like, yeah, we've got to finish it, which is weird. I appreciate, because, you know, like me, you know, a few episodes ago was kind of talking about how can they possibly tell all of these stories, which I feel like was valid in the sense of like, there's so much going on. And I feel like the solution that they went with was, yes, well, we will do that. We will touch on all of them. But I feel like as a result of that and trying to cover so many things, they're perhaps, like I say, watering down what they could possibly do with them, because they're like, we've got to wrap them up, we've got to give them some kind of satisfaction. I realize some of my you know, commentary sounds a little bit contradictory at certain parts. I can only judge it as it goes, and I might change my mind depending on how it goes, right? But my point is that I feel like they didn't have the time to be delving into all of these interesting plot points, character arcs in this season, which I feel like is accurate to a certain extent, because I don't think they've done much with the Dylan and Gretchen thing other than the obvious way that you see it going when it starts. And I feel like that was a very minor side story. Interesting, you know, compelling in its own way, touching in its own way, but I feel like was very run-of-the-mill. And I feel like they kind of were like, yeah, we got to finish that story at the expense of that story a little bit. I say this, Cobell and her inclusion last episode, and I think the revelation was really interesting and actually is quite bold. Is a bold story beat for her character, and it intrigues me and interests me for her going forward. You know what I mean? I feel like perhaps ending it. I mean, look, I'm saying this, and maybe Gretchen and Dylan and that will go forward into next season. Maybe they will pick that back up and do more with it. And this is perhaps a conclusion in this season, wrapping that up to focus on other stuff. I'm not entirely sure that all of the story is being told in a way that is ultimately satisfying. Great performances by Dylan and Gretchen's actors there. Great. Good to watch in that sense. And I have said in other videos, other shows, that just because you predict something go in a certain way, just because it goes that way doesn't mean it's bad. But I do feel like, for me at least, in this instance, a little bit. I don't think I did a great job here articulating what my issue actually is. To summarize, I think the show feels halfway between pacing these stories slowly, especially in the early season, and then rushing some threads a little bit in the latter half. I think it needed to commit to one or the other, and it's making some threads suffer for the choice they made in the pacing. I've complained about not getting conclusions or worrying about that, yes, and about not getting answers or worrying about not getting answers. I think at this stage of the season it felt like they'd committed to stretching these threads more so into next season. They haven't done that, and now it makes the story threads, for me, feel a bit disjointed just in the way they've been paced and concluded that lands a little flat. This is by no means consistent as per Cobell and as per some threads I talk about later.
Hello, Mark.
I love all of the different ways she says that.
How are you?
The inflections.
Oh my god, so good. Wife's being held prisoner at Lumon. How have you been?
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Oh, we're allies now. We're not neighbors anymore? Sorry, I guess I'm confused.
Fair, valid. I love the sass.
Under the cover of dark, it's perilous.
Oh, it's perilous. Okay. What file?
Right, you don't remember. Tell us.
Cold Harbour.
Keep talking.
And if you've completed it,
We're screwed. Did you make Cold Harbour?
she's already dead.
Damn, that's what they're planning to do.
And we are out here!
We need a plan.
Call Mr. Milchick. Tell him you're unwell, and
Okay. Yeah, you gotta imagine he can't go in there yet.
if he smells chicanery, he'll lock you out of the building.
How about off?
Wait.
How about that?
I do love the attitude. Don't lose it, Mark. Please never lose it.
There is literally no other option than to do what the she says right now.
Well, yeah, because you limited your options by calling her in and getting rid of Agabe.
She knows where she is, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like the lift, the elevator might mess his brain up a little bit, actually, at the moment. Sorry, I do feel like, by the way, it's worth saying, I do feel like I am nitpicking on some of the things that I'm talking about. Part of that is because it's such a good show. There is a lot of good stuff in here, and I do like it. I think perhaps it didn't necessarily need all of the words to say. Like, some of the talking is me trying to figure out how I feel about it. Because if I feel like, oh, that didn't feel as good, I want to work it out. And there are absolutely less words that I could have said. This story thread of Dylan and Gretchen was a bit predictable. Maybe they'll pick it back up later, and that might be better. Like, I appreciate, I'm nitpicking. Oh wow, they were directions on the back. It'll change you, won't it? To Helena if you go down there. Yeah, this is sinister.
I never hurt anyone.
Why do you lead with
I
that?
drove people places.
Okay.
And that's what happened to them once they got there.
Oh well, that's okay then. You didn't ask questions. What a good man you are.
Is that what today is?
I don't know that they brought the dog too. Why are you bringing the dog? Yeah.
I'm sure you know this is very disappointing.
Oh, shut up.
Key card.
I'm sorry, Dylan G.
Is outside Dylan gonna keep him in there out of spite?
I should have facilitated better.
Wow, okay.
It's not your fault.
A bit of guilt there from Huang. Alright, the human I mean, obviously there's a human underneath. God, she should not be in there at all. There's still time.
This is tightening the leash.
Yeah.
Our most vital refiner missing in the wind.
Respectfully, Drummond, what do you want him to do? Go kidnap Mark or what?
This is your fault.
No, it isn't.
I have followed protocol, Mr. Drummond.
Stand up for yourself, buddy.
Thank you for your remonstration.
Not like that.
Needlessly complex word for a simple idea.
Okay. Was it you?
Apologize for the word.
Buddy. Nah, come on. Don't do it.
Apologize for the word.
Milchick, this is the time. Take a stand. You're already stuck. Sit down, then stand up. Do you know what I mean? There'll be some power behind it.
I apologize.
God, no, that's not the way to go.
Shorter.
What?
I'm sorry.
Don't you say... Oh, that shaky lip. Bless him. What a performance there, mate.
Devour feculence.
Oh. You're going to turn it back on him?
It means eat Mr.
Yeah. I'm proud of you, man. That's what it is to be human.
Say to me.
I am manager of the severed floor.
Let's go. I love this from you.
It's two things.
Tell me.
I am owed a measure of respect, even by my superiors.
I mean, okay, you can tell. This is the thing. Drummond doesn't know this, but he has been disrespected to his mind all day. Heliar coming in, slamming the door. Dylan didn't pass it to his hand, just dropped it. And now this. Yeah, he is being pushed.
Which means two things.
But I love that it's coming out at him. I do feel like, though, sorry to nitpick this, but I feel like part of this is because if he did this to the severed workers, he knows that it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to... I feel like it wouldn't feel satisfying for him because he doesn't perceive them to be actual humans. I feel like part of the reason he's doing it to Drummond is because Drummond is how do you want to call it? A full self. He's not severed. He is someone, do you know what I mean? It will actually land and it will actually mean something and it will feel better. Even in this, I do feel like, maybe I'm being harsh, but it feels like there's a little disrespect to the severed selves in him choosing to take it out. It's not a bad thing. This is good, but...
Even by my superiors.
Self-worth coming in.
That said floor comprises the whole of my jurisdiction.
Nice. Not his problem.
To put that monosyllabically. It's not my fault what Mark Scout does when he is not at work.
Yes! Take your power, sir!
It's yours.
Turned it back. Nice. But you rocked that. I love that, man. Epic. Hey, to have you cheering for a character like Milchick, it is quite an achievement. And, you know, they previously did focus on the paintings too. I think very specifically, you know, that moment has been building all season.
May I get your exact location?
Nope.
I'm not sick.
Wow.
I just needed the day. Okay?
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
May I ask why?
No, you are not entitled to know.
No.
Thank you.
Just got life stuff.
Perfect. I like it. The show's kind of almost demonstrating that you don't need to ever tell anybody. I worked at a place and if I just needed a day, or no, it wasn't even that. What was it? I was always asked to pick up extra shifts, all this stuff. And there was a specific reason I worked the days that I worked. Anyway, constantly asked to work extra hours, extra days. And whenever they asked and I was like, no, sorry, I can't. It was always like, why? Why can't you? And it was like, you don't need to know that. That's none of your business. No one owes that information to any employer. They really do. Sorry. Quite a gratifying moment in the show. Just because, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's experienced that, but some people do need to be reminded. Bless you, you do. You know, you're important. You're how you feel. It's important. If you need to take a day, that's okay. You do not need to give a reason.
Isn't that what Lumon's all about? Balance?
Yep.
I mean, work is just work, right? Do you know what I mean, Mr. Milchick?
I also love the poetry in Milchick standing up to Drummond, and now we're getting Mark standing up to Milchick. The show kind of almost drip feeding you this idea, right? In the subject matter it's been dealing with the entire show, drip feeding you this idea that you are valuable, drumming into you. I feel like through the show that there is self-worth to be found. You deserve it. Take it. I love that. Work is just work, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think he does now. Hello.
Mr. Milchick.
Is Seth gonna leave? I wonder. Work is just work, dude. What are you getting from this? Yeah.
I have your word, You report to work tomorrow?
You do.
There we go.
And thank you for calling.
There we go. Yeah, Seth's so interesting as a character, and the direction of his character, where he's going and where he's gone this season. They've done something really nice with him. Considering I feel like almost the one-note character he is in season 1, which isn't a bad thing. There's a lot going on in season 1. I don't think he needs to be anything more than what he is there, but I feel like for a season 2, yeah, they've done him perfectly. And almost the crescendo of what we've got from him this episode, great. And that was something I never saw coming, right? So it's like, yeah, I'm talking about the blandness almost of Gretchen and Dylan, but, you know, compared with that, and Milchick, and you know, a few episodes ago, he was one of the people I called out of wanting to see more, not sure if I was going to get it. I am getting it, and that's good. I really like that, and I think that what they've done with him this season has been really bold.
I can't know where you get off. You can never come back to Kier.
Oh wow, there's a kindness. Good that we brought the dog.
Won't Lumon come after you?
This is wreathed in a lot of mystery though, still.
You asked me why I severed.
Go on.
I like the idea that I could be innocent. Again, part of me. My innocent part fell in love with you.
I want to remember it.
Oh.
Probably better we don't.
It's very sweet.
I've never been loved before.
Oh, Irving.
I have. How does it feel?
He hasn't really, though.
I don't know.
Yeah. And as sweet as that is from Bert's perspective, I feel like similar to Mark's reason for going in, and as understandable as it might be, same with Bert. It's an interesting reason from that perspective. Very human. By doing that, you are kind of cutting off living out here. Same for Mark. It kind of, I feel like, you know, as much as it to him was dealing with his grief, I don't think it really was. I think it, you know, it was an excuse not to have to deal with it. In the same way that I feel like for Bert, that's almost an excuse not to, I don't know, live your life in a way out here that is to everyone and to him, you know, redeems him a little bit, right? And put that work in. It almost absolves him of having to do that, because it's like, why would he do that? He severed himself. He has that innocent self. Part of him is innocent again. And it absolves him from doing any work and living and you know what I mean? Striving for that redemption in his own life. It just, every single time it feels like it's understandable why they're doing it, but it's not really actually doing the thing I feel like that they want it to do. In the same way that Irving just replied there. I've never felt love, but, well, you have now. And it's like, well, I don't know. I haven't. And he hasn't still. Severance stifles and stalls life. And complicates it because it creates another life that also deserves life once you've done it. It just makes things harder and messier. And it doesn't solve any issues. It doesn't in any way, shape or form benefit individual humans. The only reason it exists is to fuel a corporation in Lumon.
Don't you want to know how it felt?
It's not possible.
Isn't it?
I've never had this my whole life. I want to.
Go with him.
I want to have it.
Hey, yeah, let's take it with both hands, mate.
I'm ready.
Hell yeah, man. I love this episode for the theme that it has of all of these characters taking their power, taking their self-worth, empowering themselves, right?
We can't.
We've had it with Milchick, we've had it with Mark, we've had it with Gretchen. You know, she took it all onto herself and made a decision that she needed to make, as hard and as messy as it was. Now Irving, yeah. Helly, you know, going into the office and then going to the lift and doing what she's doing. Dylan, inside Dylan, doing what he needed to do. Resignation. All of them, self-worth, empowering themselves. It's quite a nice crescendo. I mean, episode 9, it's not even the finale, but quite a nice little capper, I think, to this season. Considering, I think, you know, last season ended and it was a start. And actually, as we've gone through season 2, we now get to this point and everybody is actually, you know, from that place that we start with in season 1, everyone's got so little power. Everything's happening and no one knows their worth and blah, blah, blah. Cobell as well as another example. Taking, you know, empowering, finding her self-worth. And actually, I do quite like in season 2, we are getting that continuation of that story here in all of them doing that and finding that. And I feel like that should be the message of the show, at least at this point. I really like that.
We can't.
You need to get past that block, mate.
Can't.
I mean, to be fair, he is married. That's fair. Sorry. Actually, you know, that's principled of him. Fair play. Still don't know why he was doing what he was doing in regard to Lumon, which actually I'm okay with. I quite like this story and how this has ended. It does feel as if they're wrapping up a lot of the story beats of season 2 in this episode, which makes me curious for next episode, what they're going to focus on. You'd imagine inside the severed floor and down Gemma, and I feel like it's kind of freeing itself up for that next episode. And, you know, same as last season, it's fair that if they want to, you know, leave some threads to go on with in season 3, that being Dylan, Gretchen, Irving, outside, cells, right? All that stuff. Like I say, the main story that I feel like this season's dealing with that needs to kind of conclude is Gemma, Cold Harbour, Mark. Which I imagine, like a school bus. It's wrapping up a lot of side story threads, I think, to perhaps carry those into season 3, freeing us out for next episode and dealing with the meat of this season. I like that. Hey man, doesn't mean you'll never find it. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I don't feel like Mark is reintegrated, is he? Like, fully. Oh. That's an interesting silhouette. Oh god! I didn't think he was Milchick, yeah.
You tricked me, my Ellie.
Okay. Don't pan away. What do you mean?
She's one of James. No one's to know.
Wow. Oh, sorry, that's gross. The implication that this happens a lot. Or enough that this lady just doesn't blink. Oh.
You're okay. You're fine.
Okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, good that Cobell's not in the room.
Just come with me.
Immediately. Good choice.
You're good.
If you're leading him to Cobell, though, please tell him.
She just wanted to talk.
Oh. Don't give her a Bond villain entrance, though. What, is she just sat at a desk with a crackling fire? Devon, come on. Oh, come on! Really? This is the entrance. This is how we wanted him to see her. Sure. Alright. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, I mean, look, I've said what I've said this episode. I think, you know, some perhaps lukewarm story threads and the way that they're wrapping it up. And I am assuming about next episode. I do feel like they're kind of, like I say, clearing the board for next episode to be very focused and to wrap up the season with. Some good, some bad. Ultimately, though, I still like what the show is doing. Yeah, there's still a lot to be, at least for me, decided with the last episode. How much we kind of get in regard to Gemma, Cold Harbour, resolution to that. What we're ultimately going to end this season on. So we'll see. I feel like the fact that I'm nitpicking a little bit more, there are some things that I don't find perhaps as good this season, or pace-wise, things are a little off in certain areas. I wasn't really talking so much about in season 1. I think season 1 to me seems like a stronger season. And, you know, some of that I feel like in a mystery, and the way that they've chosen to tell the mystery, you know, I think you're more forgiving in season 1 as well to that because it's newer to you. In season 2, there is that thing of it is, you know, in scope, getting larger and larger in mystery to a certain extent. They are teasing you for longer and longer and longer. And I think to a certain extent, that isn't going to sell as well in the season 2 if they keep doing what they're doing, which they have to a large extent. So I feel like that is probably making that element feel a little worse in season 2 than in season 1, even though they are doing the same thing in season 2 that they did in season 1. Again, just talking from my perspective, I know that, you know, that's not going to necessarily play the same way to everybody. So like I say, I think there's still like really good stuff. I do enjoy it as a show. I do think as a result of it being a season 2, perhaps they, I don't know, and I don't know what that would look like, but, and I don't know what they have planned going forward. It does kind of say to me that they didn't have or don't have anything planned. Maybe I'm making that up, I don't know. And they're trying to, like, you know, stretch it out maybe for as long as possible, or they're kind of making things up as they go. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. Maybe a bit of a complex or nuanced opinion on the show so far, because it's not all good, it's not all bad by any means, and I still do enjoy it. And I think ultimately, where on the line do I, you know, fall? I do enjoy it, and it is a show that I am hooked into, and I do enjoy from episode to episode. To a certain extent, I might come across harsher, because at the end of the day, I am specifically sitting down to make videos that are critiquing the show, so I am nitpicking, because that's kind of, you know, the point of this. I'll see you next episode. I think that's where the decider's gonna come. And I always felt like it was going to come down to the last episode. So, but yeah, that's where I fall now. I think, you know, this episode I really did enjoy. I liked it for the theme of this kind of empowerment of all of the characters. You know, Cobell and Milchick included in that. I think, you know, the show as a cast has a really strong cast and the characters they've built to this point really strong. And I think going into a season 3, I think you have a great foundation for great stories to tell. I guess all that's to be decided is where we want to leave off the main plot to go into next season with. How much do they want to tease, maintain that mystery? We'll see. I like how they did, even if I was dissatisfied with the Gretchen Dylan thing, you know, I like the Irving thing, I like the Seth thing. You know, the way they tied up some loose threads this episode to kind of tidy things up a little bit before we go into the last episode and into season 3, I did enjoy. So ultimately, yeah, as always, let me know your thoughts below. Hey, if you liked this video, you're not subscribed, please do consider doing that down below. Like the video, all that stuff. Thank you as always to my YouTube members, my patrons, genuinely thank you so much for your support. There are some links down in the description below for early access to all my videos if you are hankering for the next one. Just to let people know, there will be a movie after the finale, so once I finish Severance, the Wednesday after that, there'll be a movie, Donnie Darko, and after that probably Adolescence, just because it's short. And I know I did a poll a while ago. I'm not sure which show I'm going to do after that yet. I haven't quite decided. Severance hasn't done as well as I wanted it to. I thought it was going to be a sure thing. Numbers-wise, it hasn't been. So I don't know whether that's because of the show, it's all died down, whether it's because of my videos, people didn't like the discussion. I don't know. So yeah, I'm still deciding on shows after that. I'm kind of leaning a little bit towards maybe just going back to the original plan and going to Succession. I don't know yet. I'll see. Anyway, that was it for this week. Next week, the finale. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you there.